안녕하세요, 텍톡입니다. 오늘의 텍톡 번역실 영상은 많은 분들이 착용하고 있지만 어떻게 해야 정확하게 착용하는지 방법을 잘 모르는 플레이트 캐리어의 사이즈 조절법입니다. 엠프트 에어소프트라는 에어소프트 업체의 영상이지만 플레이트 캐리어 사이즈 조절법에 관한 방법을 가장 쉽게 설명한 것 같습니다. 텍톡 번역실 플레이트 캐리어 사이즈 조절편입니다.
Alright guys, so here's the deal. Whenever you're trying to size a plate carrier, it's always good to do it with a battle buddy. So Dom over here, he tried to size this thing up in Bauer's mom's basement, trying to get some bathroom selfies of him in his kit for Facebook, and he just totally ate this whole thing up. So what we're going to do is we're going to size it for him correctly so it's not all wibbly-pibbly and stupid looking on his torso, so that way when he goes on Instagram and tries to get likes, because he gets no attention in the real world, we're gonna take care of this by squaring it out and getting it good. So here's the deal: when you're wearing a plate carrier, and this is gonna go for guys who need to wear real plate carriers as well, not just BB warriors, but you need the plate carrier to do what? Cover your vital guts, because if your guts are not covered correctly, you're dead in the real world, but in two, you look stupid, and how will you get sponsorships without making sure that you don't look like a baller all the time? So, what we always start with is we start with the front plate. So what we have is we have a 0300S from LBX here, and it's all goofy, and we're just going to start from scratch. So, first things first, if you look on everybody's torso, there's a little divot right here where your collarbone kind of comes together. The top edge of your plate should be right about 2 finger widths, your finger widths, because it's going to be to scale for your body, two finger widths down from that divot. So boom, plate's going to sit right there. Now if you look already, as you can see, the plate is covering all the way down to the bottom corner of his lungs and his heart. Those are instant death in the real world. If you get shot in those places, you just die. Like, there is no getting you to a chopper, you're dead. Also, the side benefit of using this for the range or using this for Airsoft and stupid stuff like that is that if you size it correctly, it's going to be more comfortable. Now, on top of that, just hold. What we're going to do is we're going to have Dom hold the plate carrier there, and then we're going to spin him. So then the second part you have is your back plate. Now, I always see a lot of people with their back plates like sagged way down here, protecting their, I don't know, love handles. I don't get it. But it should be sitting right about here, because you have to understand that the plate has to have the same coverage on the front and the back of your torso. And if the plate sags down and you get shot in the back, what's going to happen is the bullet's going to miss the plate, it's going to go into your body, and then it's going to ricochet off the other plate, potentially, on the other side of your torso, and then go back into you and cause 2 wounds, and that's bad. And like I said, you're going to look stupid on Instagram. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this plate, and we're going to try to make sure that this plate sits right about right here. Also, it's also at the optimum height that if you have to use the drag handle, the plate carrier stays on their body and helps move them versus it sliding up and choking them. Alright, so the way we maintain the height on this plate carrier is by adjusting the shoulder straps. So we're going to start there first. So this is a 0300, so it adjusts just like a 6094 for all of you LBT fans out there. You literally just pull the strap, Velcro it down, and then Velcro the pad back on. Boom. Now I'm going to have Dom spin the other way. I'm going to get the other side. Make sure it's straight. Pull it. Velcro it down. And then whammy. Now he can let go of it, and look, it literally just sits right where it's supposed to on his torso. Easy. Now, if you look on the back side of this here, on a lot of plate carriers you have an elastic cummerbund. Now a Mayflower APC or something like that is actually a 2-piece cummerbund with 2 pieces of Velcro and elastic, and then you can adjust them independently. LBT style carriers and shellback Banshees and other stuff like that, they have this elastic cordage right here, and then this gives so that when you have it tight, you can breathe. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to treat this like it doesn't exist. Alright? So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the plates where they're supposed to. Alright? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the front, and we're going to lift up the cummerbund. Now, it has a Velcro panel on it, right? And it has MOLLE. Now, you don't want your MOLLE to go inside your cummerbund because then it'll cause pouch misplacement and stuff like that. So what we're going to do first is we're going to line that up. So that it's perfect. Now, if you look, what we have here is we have the same amount of spacing on both sides. And if we drop the cummerbund down, cummerbund flat, if we did it right, these should be even. Boom, even. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to go around to the back and we're going to stitch the plate carrier together. Now, this is going to be time consuming, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut and then we're going to come back to it with it already put together because that takes a minute. Alright, so here's the deal. So if you're trying to make YouTube money and not look like a scrub lord on the internet, you're going to have to get your cummerbund straight, right? So what we did first was we measured out exactly where we wanted it to sit, so that way you can get your pouch placement right. But now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the cummerbund is taken out or taken in enough to fit your torso. A lot of people have different sized torsos. You have your elastic right here. This is a very standard cummerbund. Very, very standard. A lot of companies utilize this. Basically, it's some MOLLE loops, shock cord, tied in a knot. You adjust it or tie it tighter to bring it in as you need. And then the elastic also makes it so that when you breathe, it gives a little bit. Because if it was all one solid piece of material and you had it on super tight, you wouldn't be able to breathe. So, very, very simple design, and as you can see, there's a MOLLE panel right there. It has all your crap, so you can put your pouches on it. So what we're going to do, like we started before, we have the one side already lined up where we want it. I went ahead and already adjusted this out a lot, so what we're going to do then is we're going to slide it through. Makes it easy because it's got handles on it, so you can pull it. Alright. So, as you can see, it's too tight. Alright? Because this is a very small plate carrier. And if I try to pull this, it's going to be maxed out so that it gets around to his torso. So what we're going to do is we're going to untie this knot. Give it a little bit of slack. Which is why we're doing this with a 0300S, because it is so muy pequeño for very tiny people. So it's going to take a lot of adjusting out to make sure that it fits. Then what we're going to do is you're going to yank it in both directions at the same time so it balances out. Then you're going to feed it back through again. Now, Dom, what you're going to do is you're going to grab this other piece. So spin first so the camera can see you. All right. And what you're going to do is you're just going to line up the edge of the Velcro with the edge of the cummerbund again. Okay, so it's pretty close. Wow. How did you screw that up? Okay.
I don't put in my own gear.
So back now, does this feel okay? Is this too tight, or does it need to be loosened a little bit more?
It's a little tight.
It's a little tight, so what we're going to do is we're going to back it off some more. Go ahead and do that same side again. Turn around. Putting on your gear and getting it sized correctly is a buddy project. Alright, go ahead and try it again. Turn back towards the camera. Better?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, can you breathe?
Yeah.
Now, that's important, because when you're running around in this, you don't want this thing to be constricting your chest, because then it'll be hard for you to breathe, and you'll get out of breath very quickly. Now, as you can see, plate carrier is sitting in the appropriate position on his chest. On the front, you spin him around on the back, same height on his back. So now he's completely covered, his vitals down to the bottoms of his lungs, covered by a plate. Now, most important thing about a plate carrier is mobility. If you have it sized correctly and you have it all put together correctly, you don't feel all stupid wearing it, because you see a lot of dudes who have their stuff all messed up and then they're just like, so then they look dumb, right? We can't get YouTube money or Instagram fame if we look like scrubs. So, Dom, can you bend over and touch your toes with your plate carrier on?
Yep.
Can you lean sideways?
Yep.
Can you lean backwards?
Yep.
At any point in time when you're doing any of these movements, is a plate carrier cut into your body at all?
Nope.
Then it's sized correctly. Boom. There you go. That's how you do a plate carrier.
다음에도 흥미로운 컨텐츠로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.